Hey heroes, welcome in. We are your hosts for hire. I'm Kyle Cage. This is Lucas Rand. So we've been talking a lot, just chit-chatting back and forth about Doomsday, everything
Yeah,
that's exciting, all the exciting little tidbits of information that we're getting and not getting. Because they are being
that's
pretty tight.
important.
Yeah, because they are being pretty tight-lipped about it, and there is a lot of information that we feel needs to be explained. A lot
Right.
of
So,
situations.
Kana, like you said, we've been just chit chatting about like what's to come, anticipation, speculating what we think is happening, and in this conversation, we're starting to realize like, wait, there's a lot of things that haven't been answered yet. There's a lot of setup that hasn't been set up.
Like almost plot holes at
Yeah.
this, like
So we
if
wanted to
allowed
just like make
to.
an episode just kind of talking about what we feel needs to be gratified before Doomsday comes out. Otherwise, we don't want another Justice League on our hands
Yeah,
where it was too much bite for the cookie and the cookie was not set up right, at all, really.
nah, it really, yeah, that especially is like, at least this one has some prior phases to work off of, but to your
But that's the
point,
thing. Since Phase 4, let's say Phase 4 started in like 2020, 2021.
something like
Since
that, yeah.
then, there has been a crazy amount of projects that have come out. I don't even know the number, but there's been a lot of projects. But yet, set up for Doomsday, there's been almost nothing. Because they were going with the whole Kang thing, and then they like scrapped it, and then like now they're using this. So like, whereas in the first like saga, right, in the Infinity Saga, there was setup for it from the first film,
Yeah,
from the very first time
for
things
years. It was
came
years of
together,
projects that was built up to it.
right. Whereas this, like, there hasn't been one thing setting up Doomsday yet. Like Doomsday specifically, there hasn't been not even one has been setting up Doomsday. It's all been
And
setting up this multiverse,
yep.
and like all of that, but that's very vague. That was kind of Kang, now it's Doom. Like it's all kind of very vague. There's no like mm, like setup of the world like it was with Thanos.
And I would argue the only one that we're going to get that's actually going to set it up prior is Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Four,
That's
because
the only
Thunderbolts would be
movie.
kind of confusing to set any of this up. That feels very isolated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then after Thunderbolts is Fantastic Four.
And then Armor Wars at best might get something because I can't imagine Wonder Man is going to have anything to do with it. I get, which is a Marvel spotlight, kind of like they did with Echo.
So here's
Uh,
the questions that we want to ask each other and then kind of ask you guys as well out there. So please get in
yeah,
the comments and answer all of these questions just on your opinion.
yeah.
One thing that's important for me is are they trying to do too much? Do you think that they're
Hmm.
trying to do too much in this movie? That like they're trying to build too much in the sense that they're introducing the Fantastic Four, they're introducing Doctor Doom. They're going to be culminating this whole multiversal saga. Rumoredly doing like a Beyonder spin. Like there's just all of these things that are going on. Like Thor still hasn't been
I was just about to say, and that doesn't even include the explanation of where any of the characters,
other
major
characters
characters,
are like
have
Thor
been.
is still being hunted by Zeus.
Hmm.
Still like going through that whole arc. Is that going to
Doc
be completed before or after this? Is he going to just be blipped in between and be a part of Doomsday and then go back to where his arc is currently going? That'll be lame and confusing.
Is Love gonna even be in it? Like, where is she gonna be? Like,
Yeah,
what?
she's seemingly important. She's touched by eternity. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like a very extremely powerful being that would want to be utilized by
Doctor
Doom.
Strange, he's in the dark dimension. What's
With
going on
Clea,
there?
right? Like,
Yep, with Clea, she
is he
needs to be
still
introduced. She
training?
hasn't been introduced. When he comes to Doomsday, is she going to be with him? Is she going to have a character introduction in that movie as well, along with all of these other things being going on? Like there's just so much.
Deadpool and Wolverine with Channing Tatum being in it, like,
Yeah, yeah.
potentially
Is
playing
Gambit
Gambit.
being in?
Like,
Why is Deadpool and Wolverine not in it? If they're gonna be in it, how are they gonna get there? They're currently in a different timeline from
how did
still.
Gambit get there if,
Right.
like, the
All of
original
these
X-Men,
questions,
all
man,
of
need to
them
be answered. For me personally, another one, the Young Avengers haven't been set up. Right now, the Avengers in
are
Brave New World are like
gone.
being set up after Brave New World. It's
Yeah.
like essentially Cap's mission. that he's on after Brave New World is creating the new Avengers, but there's still the Young Avengers that haven't been set up and are going to be separate from that because
Well,
Kate
they
Bishop
have
is
and
going
they
to be
haven't.
leading them.
They have been set up, but they haven't at the same
Right, but they
time.
haven't been
Like,
like culminated.
not at
Like
all.
are they
Yeah.
gonna come together in
I have a
Doomsday?
feeling by
That's so many
Secret
scenes.
Wars. I feel
You
like
know
by
what I mean?
Secret Wars they're gonna come together. I
Because
feel
like
like a
all
lot of
these
these.
things. Go,
I feel
go
like
ahead. Sorry.
a lot of these things are going to culminate not just in Doomsday, but between Doomsday and Secret
Yeah,
Wars.
maybe you're right in the sense that Doomsday is gonna be the setup movie.
Like it's the start
That's
of
gonna be
it,
just
and
a
then
movie
everything
of
between.
setup. Because like, but then that's kind of gonna, for lack of like another word, be bad. Like, if
Yeah,
it's just gonna be like just trying to, because like I said, all these questions that we just posed. And there's more, honestly. We
yeah,
made a list of questions here. There's like, where's Erishim? Is he coming back to judge the earth? Like, where is the Ebony Blade with the Black Knight that was set up in that movie? I know we're kind of going away from Eternals, but is everything that was set up in Eternals also just
just gone.
mutt? Because in Brave New World, uh the Celestial was still there. So that from
Yeah.
Eternals like remained. So like all of these other things seemingly should remain as well. But anyway, try to answer any of these questions that you guys can in the comments and think to yourself like, is that too much to
Yeah.
be culminated into one film? Because for
There's no
me,
way.
it feels like a bit too much. It feels like some of these are going to have to just be like retconned, and we as fans are going to have to accept it and move on from it.
Now that we're talking
But I don't
talking
like that.
about it, I think it might be that this Doomsday isn't. It shouldn't technically be an Avengers movie because it's not a culmination movie. It's gonna be a setup movie for Secret Wars,
Yeah.
which is to your point lame because Fantastic Four is invariably going to be a setup movie.
Or they're gonna not
Armor
gratify any
Wars,
of this, and it
yeah,
won't be a setup movie, and that'll be like maybe better for the film, but so much worse for the universe that they're building.
yeah, like
Like because like in the first saga, like you should and you could get enjoyment from watching every single movie sequentially up until the culmination because it gave you that like, I don't feel
Mhm.
that way about this like saga 2.
Well, they're
I
rushing
want
it.
to because there's so many movies in it that I personally love, but like they're all like separated from one another. Like
Mhm.
I can't see how Thunderbolts is going to connect to this. I can't see how like Far From Home will connect to this. Like right now, Peter's forgotten. How's that going to connect back to all of this? Like I don't see how they all just seem like standalones. Like
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever. How's that all going to come into it? How's Namor going to be like introduced to the world? Like all of that stuff, like there's just no answers yet, and there's no way they're going to be answering it before this movie that apparently has like 60 characters.
Yeah, that's insane.
Like
See, from what I was
it's
reading,
just
like
banana Sammys.
Secret Wars is slated to have like 60 plus characters. This one is still an absurd amount. It's still like supposed to be like 25 or 30 named characters.
Mm, okay,
Like
okay.
it isn't
I
supposed to
thought it
be as
was
expansive as Secret Wars. Secret Wars is like 70, 72 or some shit like that.
interesting.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I was just reading this morning about it, but again, that's announced slated as of now. And a
right,
lot of these people don't have the characters actually like we talked about earlier, like Gambit technically isn't like Channing Tatum is confirmed, Gambit isn't, and he talked about that, right?
yeah,
Like
right,
how like so like there's all these characters that are or all these actors that are slated to be in it, but their characters aren't confirmed and like the size of their roles aren't confirmed. So we can have like 60 characters and only really see 20 of them, which would be lame. Like, why have them all in it if you're not gonna actually
right.
use it?
So
Again, fan service. I don't know. I don't want a movie
that
of
is
fan
one thing
service.
that I think that I am nervous of this film about. Is because I thought we had moved on from the fan service films with Deadpool and Wolverine. Right?
Like,
They did that.
which
They
is a
made the
movie,
whole
which is a
joke
character,
about it. Like they did the whole
that's a
thing where they're
character in a
like, "This is a
movie that
fan
should
service
be.
movie,"
Yeah.
and it seemed like okay, it was a trend. We did it. We hopped on it. We did the fan service. We said goodbye to all of these old characters, and now it feels like we're doing it again,
Hmm.
like for no
Especially
reason.
bringing in the
Like
X-Men, the OG X-Men.
like Patrick Stewart, he already had his like goodbye in Multiverse of Madness. You
Hmm.
know, Like, yeah, Ian McKellen didn't get one. Like, oh, geez, so sad. Like, but like, why are we doing it again? Like now, like, James Marsden is coming back as Cyclops. Like, I'm
Feels
not
like money.
complaining.
It
I'm
just feels like
excited for it. I
money.
really want to see
Yeah.
his Cyclops again.
Mhm.
But aren't we supposed to be getting a new X-Men in the MCU? Like, why are we just bringing back every old one? Like, is it here's my two questions for it. Is it because we can't find actors really? We really don't believe we can find actors to replace
I just
the
can't
OG
be.
cast from 2000 from the early 2000s, which like Hugh Jackman, goat, like you can't find a character actor to replace someone of his like caliber and what he's done with the character of Wolverine. Fine, but you can't replace James Marsden. And like Patrick Stewart
Mystique.
and Ian McKellen were replaced really well by James McAvoy
Mhm.
and Michael Fassbender. So like,
Mhm.
yeah, you can.
And same
Like,
with
what
Mystique,
do you
like
mean we
bringing back
can't
the
find
OG
these
Mystique, and like we had Jennifer Lawrence. Like it
yeah.
just doesn't make any sense.
Nightcrawler too. I'm excited for it. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
seem like I'm not excited to see these characters and see this movie.
Oh,
It
I'm
just seems
stoked.
like I just want to know why. I want it to be a plausible why, not just and look, the characters you all used to love.
Yeah. Speaking of
Like
Nightcrawler,
that I don't want. It's my favorite character, but I
yeah.
don't want them to just pop in for no reason.
The actor also said, like Alan Cumming said in an interview recently, like I'm 50 now. Like I was like 30 when I was playing him the first time. I'm not like I'm an old man now. Like what? Like
So I'm very curious as to what role he's going to be in it.
yeah.
Like I want it to make sense. I want it to not just feel like it's a thrown together thing. Because like if
Mhm.
it's gonna feel like fan service, like
I
in the
don't want it.
movie, in the moment, in the theaters, will I be like, oh, probably. But
Yeah.
like that'll be it. And then afterwards, I'll be like, man, that I really wish that they maybe would have done something different. Uh,
Like
Let
here
us know in the
here
comments if you feel
yeah.
similarly about this. Like, do you feel like all of this going on, the potential of all this fan service, all these questions that need to be answered in this movie, all of like the culminating that is going to need to happen in this movie. Do you feel like Doomsday could be the doom of the MCU?
Could
Because
it be Doom's Doom?
Doom could be the doom of the MCU
Yeah.
because right now the MCU, for me at least as a fan, is on a downtrend. Right? It's just been on a downtrend. Like it
Mhm.
has some spikes, but since Endgame, we've been on a little bit of a downslope.
Mhm.
If this movie like bombs and like it just throws an array in like the world that they've made and it makes it not make sense anymore. You know what I mean? Like if they do something that kind of breaks the universe that they've like so carefully cultivated,
Mhm.
that could be something that there's no coming back from.
That
You
could be
know what I mean?
detrimental to the
And then
MCU.
like maybe the next time we see like Marvel movies, it'll be a rebooting. Like
Which
after this
I
second saga. I'm sure they're gonna finish
yeah.
the second saga no matter what.
Yeah.
But if it does so poorly, like we maybe aren't gonna get a third saga, we're gonna get a complete rebooting.
Yeah,
And I
or
don't know,
nothing,
or
but
nothing for a good long while, because like like superhero movies are being exhausted.
yeah.
But like that would be tragic. That
It
would be
is
like
not being done.
the tragedy.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to what we've talked about and harped about many, many times on this podcast is that we can't have both. DC's about to come out and it seems like it's going to be good,
True.
so Marvel is going to crash and burn.
Has
That's
to
just
tank.
cuz
It has to
we
happen.
can't
It has to
have
happen. We're not good enough fans. Is what it
if
is.
we're yeah,
Is
if
what it
we're
is.
not good
What
enough
it comes down to
people.
is I really think it's our fault. I really think it's our fault because like we did this to the MCU through
Yeah.
like so many people. Like I really wish sometimes that like fans didn't influence the outcome of stuff as much as they do. Sometimes they do it in a good way,
Yeah.
i.e., Sonic the Hedgehog. Right? Like
Yep.
when like they released it, we were like, no.
And they were like, "Okay, Jesus,
Okay,
sorry."
Jesus Christ. Uh, but like in some cases, like we just like the fans get so intimate and so like passionate about stuff that like it seeps into the creative process of these people, and then instead of like making the movie they want to make the movie they want for the people to want, and like that
And
makes it
for
so
the for
muddy.
and for the corporation to make money off of it,
Right, and
and
then like obviously that has its like fingers in
like
it, and then that just doesn't.
boxes need to be checked and ticked,
Yeah,
which ends up
for me, superhero movies
muddying.
kind of sit on a knife anyway, where like they have a very easy potential to be bad films.
Hmm.
So it's like, why add to that with like trying to please people like you and me all the time? You
Yeah,
know,
because we well, while it would be nice to get everything we want, I know we wouldn't actually enjoy it
yeah,
because
like
we're piece of shit fans. That's just
yeah,
the
because
reality
like
of it.
because what it comes down to is then when you're trying to please the entire masses, then you bring back the old X-Men and you do stuff like that, and it becomes muddy. I guess all of this is to say is that I hope that that's not the path that they're on.
Mhm.
Like God, I hope beyond hope that there's like somebody came up with a really cool concept of why this all would make sense. Like
Yeah.
I really want that beyond like everything because Marvel has done that before. They've done it many times where they have created a new concept that has just been like, oh, like that was so much better than anything I could have conceived of.
Yeah. You had mentioned
I
it
need that.
earlier, and what I hope is that Doom is being used by the Beyonder to pull these different people from the multiverse together so that we can see a kind of Beyonder world in Secret Wars.
I
So
think,
that, because that would be the easiest way to make it make sense in my mind. You know what I mean? To have
yeah,
a being like the Beyonder pulling the strings.
yeah. So like this is all just like from what I've heard of like rumors and stuff. So like I heard that like this was back when there was still Kang, like the whole Kang thing was still
Hmm.
like going down. I heard that there was going to be like a Beyonder version of Doom that is going to be creating all of this.
Interesting.
I don't know again like how much of that is rumor, how much of that is going to like actually be true. But like
It
that
it could
again,
that they
I
could do the
think
same
we're
thing
getting a
where,
fully actualized like God Emperor Doom because we saw some
yeah,
concept art and like he has the white, the fur, like he got the gold, like he looks like the God Emperor Doom.
I I hope
So like
not.
I feel like we're just like we're not gonna necessarily see an origin for these characters. I think
Like
we're gonna get
we
them
won't see
fully
them,
actualized.
yeah,
You know what I
going
mean?
to where they need to be.
I
Or
there's no
we'll see
way.
a
There's
fully
just
actualized Doom who ends up, not being the main MCU Doom, and then we
that would be
have
cool. And
another
then we
version that we watch make the climb.
that would
Because
be
I
cool.
don't want, you know what I mean? Like I don't
I'm right
want
there with
one
you. I
of
want to watch Doom become Doom
it. Well, he's also one
rather
of my
than see a
favorite
fully
characters.
actualized Doom.
Yeah, like I don't know. I want to watch that arc. I don't know,
But yeah, you
but
guys, please, please, please tell us if you agree with any of these takes. More importantly, answer any of these questions or like pose your own questions in the comments so that
yeah,
we can like
we
speculate about all this. Because this movie's coming out, like I don't really know in how long, to be honest, but
next year, next May.
soon. That's too
Yeah,
soon.
yeah.
Oh
Well,
God, it's so soon.
it's not only that is it's so soon. Everything between is a small project that has nothing to do with it besides Fantastic
So
Four. That's
soon.
quite literally the
Uh,
only thing we're getting that will tie to Doomsday is
so
Fantastic
yes,
Four.
you guys, please, please, please get in our comments. Let's talk about this because like we are just biting at the like bits to like get some information at this. So like if you have anything that we didn't think about, if you have any questions like the whole Erisham, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, the Young Avengers, if you have another one that we didn't think about, please pose it to us
If none of
because
that matters to you, let us know why as well.
yes, so
If
we
you
can
just
argue
don't
with
care
you and
about
tell you
any
that you're wrong and it matters.
we would love to know any and all thoughts on this. Let us know if you're excited for Doomsday, Secret Wars, all of the upcoming projects because the MCU does have a lot going on. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna connect, you know?
Yeah, like I said, I'm hoping upon hope that someone has come up with a really cool concept that is just gonna like web all of this together in like this like perfect way.
Yeah.
Like that's just like my like fanboy, like just being like, please don't ruin what you have done for me.
Because you've done a lot, the
It's
Marvel. You've
so
really done
good.
a lot. There's a lot that's good.
Don't do this to us.
Again, let us know in the comments. We do appreciate you guys stopping by. Head over to Hosts4Hire podcast. Give us a like, share, and subscribe. Trying to hit
Yes,
that
yes.
10K. That's Host4 with the number 4 Hire podcast. We do appreciate you guys stopping by, and we will catch you with the next one.
Peace.